I now have that fear of missing out. This is my passion. It's my hobby. It's the source of much temptation. Their passion, it's intoxicating. They're absolutely bombarded. What is it that sets us off? What feeds our desire to keep buying things, even when it's titles that we're not really sure about? There's a few things that I've found that feed my purchasing impulses. Things I know that cause me temptation, but things that I just can't seem to step back from. See what I did there? Here's a look at a few of my purchasing triggers. Good old social media. It's the place where a lot of my temptations, they start hitting quite hard. Because of my love and interest in film and movies, I find myself drawn to specific groups or pages. They're the places that I can find lots of like-minded individuals to be able to discuss our passion for movies and or collecting. But being in these groups and on these pages, it all comes at a cost. It's the temptation. Every single day on social media, we're seeing posts and updates from people showing what they've received or what they've got on their collection. So the temptation to upgrade certain titles is always there. Even if we don't really need it, we suddenly want it. Maybe it's a spot of jealousy, or maybe someone else's excitement about a specific title is enough. I see these posts all of the time. It's enough to pique my interest and set off some kind of desire that I too must own this title. Quite often they're talked about with so much enthusiasm and so much excitement. It just spurs on that hype for me. It drags me in. It has me. I'd like to say I'd come off of these groups in an effort to try and curb my spending and reduce the exposure to some of these new and exciting titles that are being released. I just don't really want to. I like a lot of these groups. This is my passion. It's my hobby. I need to figure out my addiction to spending, buying, owning in a different way. I don't want to have to leave the things that I enjoy just because I can't control myself. Emails. How many of us out there are on company email lists? I'm guessing that it's the majority of us. As soon as we make a purchase from an online shop, we're pretty much in their system. There's Zavvi, HMV, Wow HD, Amazon, you name it. Every company will stick you straight on their emailing list as soon as you've made a purchase from them. I pretty much get emails daily from at least one of these companies, and each email has some kind of discount, some kind of exclusive, some kind of sale, some kind of new stale book. You get the picture. There's always something. As consumers, we're absolutely bombarded with emails and offers all the time. I've taken the steps, and some of these emails that have been coming through, I've actually clicked that unsubscribe button in some kind of effort to try and minimize my exposure to all of these offers, all of this product. A lot of it that comes through is not really always applicable to me, and a lot of it is nonsense. It's that creeping feeling in my head. If I unsubscribe to everything, I now have that fear of missing out.
What if something that I really want is announced and I don't have the email? How will I know about it?
Do I really want to cut all these off and risk missing something that I really want? Or do I just keep the emails coming through and try my hardest to resist the temptation? It's kind of a catch-22. YouTube. Yeah, right here on YouTube. It's the source of much temptation. In a similar kind of way to social media, we have like-minded folks that are showing us some of the latest and greatest releases, and it's all in video form. And there are some great YouTubers for this sort of content. They talk with so much passion and enthusiasm about the new releases and upcoming releases as well that it just takes me. Their passion, it's intoxicating. And it's often taken to the point where made purchases that I perhaps shouldn't have. There's no way to avoid these temptations unless I just cut them off. But again, it's content I enjoy. It's creators I enjoy listening to. Where do I draw the line? How do we stop being tempted to spending and picking up things that we perhaps shouldn't? How do I stop being tempted by these videos? Social media. Again, the social media pages for those boutique labels. They're quite often one of the biggest temptations. Arrow videos seem to spark off a trend of really building up their monthly announcements. 3 p.m. on a Friday, I'd be glued to my phone. I'd be checking all of the Arrow announcements for the following month. I'd get swept away with the hype of each of the announcements. And the comments from other fans, they were just feeding my excitement, feeding that want for a specific title. And sometimes it'd be a title that I've never heard of before. Again, the simple answer is just leave the groups. That fear of missing out though is driving me. What if they announce that title I've been eagerly awaiting? What if there's a new upgrade of a movie that I love and it's extra limited? I don't want to miss it, do I? Those big bright sale advertisements. We've all got to go to a sale, haven't we? We're collectors. If a sale's on, we've got to head straight to the website and start just doom scrolling our way through the pages. The whole lot, all of the pages, every single title. We can't miss anything. And it's not just online. Of course, we've also got to haul ass down to the high street store to see what they've got in stock. I'm not going to avoid this. If a sale is on, I need to see what's there. I've got an ever-growing wish list of movies that I want for my collection. I might be able to fill the gaps at a cheaper price. One thing I do want to stop with these sales is the doom scrolling. The need to scroll through absolutely everything that's on there. I think next time there's a sale on, I want to go armed with a wish list. The list of titles that I am actually looking for. Just make sure I only search for those individual titles and not get suckered into buying random things just because it's cheap. The recent sale on Kino Lorber had me only a couple of days ago. I filled the basket with 5 titles. If I'm paying the postage, I might as well order more titles, right? Why? I don't really want more. Just because it's on offer and just because I get combined postage, I was considering more and more titles. Now there are only 2 titles that I probably wanted in there. Suddenly it was 5 because of the combined postage deal. All of these things, I know, offer temptation to me. I don't want to cut any of them off, but the way I've been purchasing, the way I've been hoarding and collecting, I have to consider, do I need to cut some of them off? I get so easily swayed into the need for a title. Seeing the constant barrage of information from all of these triggers, they slowly start to eat their way into my subconscious. And before I know it, I'm clicking on that order button. Really? I need to stop being triggered. I need to consider my reason for buying. I need to do something. What kind of things trigger you? Fire off in the comments below. Let's discuss.